And now, Death Valley Days. Howdy, folks. I'm the Old Ranger, and I have another interesting true story for you about the historic Death Valley country. It is the year 1854. The state of California, during its short history, has already moved its capital several times. Now, at last, they're about to decide on a permanent location. That's the situation as our story opens, in the gold camp of Columbia. A story which proves that 11,000 miners can't be wrong.
You good citizens, there's no question about it. Columbia is the logical site for the state capital. Columbia is rich. Columbia is flourishing. Columbia has stores, churches, a newspaper, and a school. And the prettiest school teacher in the state of California. We have drawn up a petition, which Tom Sweeney is holding here, that we want everybody to sign. For everybody living in Columbia will benefit if the town is named the state capital. Merchants, hotel keepers, bartenders, dance halls.
What job you got your eye on, Mr. Pike? Governor?
I have no political aspirations, my friends. I am quite content with my present role as district attorney, helping to maintain justice, law, and order here. All right, Tom, start the petition circulating.
Step right up, folks.
Jim.
I'm looking for the sheriff.
What is it?
Nick Parrott's been killed up at Pine Log.
Who killed him?
I did. Sheriff?
Oh, hello, Jim.
One reported killing. Nick Parrott.
Nick Parrott. How did it happen?
He jumped me up at my claim. We had a fight. I killed him in self-defense. Here's the gun. His gun.
Good riddance. Nick was a bad hombre. He'll never be missed.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was my life or his, Nella.
I know, but how awful. And just before we're to be married. Will he have to stand trial?
Sure.
Now, there's nothing to worry about. I'm innocent.
Until you're proven guilty.
The sooner the case can come to trial, the better it'll suit me, since I have personal plans for the near future.
I'll set the date at the court's convenience. Meantime, you'll be the guest of Columbia.
You mean lock him up?
Or post bail. $10,000.
$10,000?
You know I couldn't raise a sum like that, Mr. Pike.
Then it's jail.
It ain't like Jim here was a common criminal, sir.
He's killed a man, so he's going on trial for his life. Take him away.
I'll go bail for him.
Daisy.
$10,000 is a lot of money to risk.
It's no risk. Come on down to the Fandango house and I'll get it for you.
That ain't necessary. All you have to do is post a bond.
Where?
Over at my office.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Hey, how about signing this petition? You haven't signed this petition yet. Wait, folks.
How do you like that? All I got was 6 names.
This killing couldn't have come at a more inopportune time. Just when we're trying to build up the reputation of Columbia.
Well, all towns have killings.
Yes, but all towns aren't bidding for the honor of being named the state capital. There's only one other of any importance, and that's Sacramento. We've got to nose them out.
This wasn't a murder. It was done in self-defense.
All right, so will you quit Jim Hardwick? So the word gets around, gets to the ears of the legislature, that Columbia's easy on killers, that Columbia is a loose, brawling camp. No, there's only one thing we can do, and that's convict him.
Convict an innocent man?
How do we know he's innocent? There are no witnesses. We only have his word for it.
But his word is good. He's one of the most honest and respected men in this community.
Look, do you want Columbia named the state capital, or don't you?
Oh, you know I do. I've got as much at stake as you have. Together we'll run this whole political machine.
All right, then get busy with that petition and collect as many names as you can.
By myself? What about you?
I'll have my hands full preparing the prosecution in the case of the people versus James Hardwick.
We'll never be able to thank you enough, Mr. Bean.
No sense in a man's rotting in jail when he can be out walking in the sun and seeing his sweetheart.
Well, I just hope the case comes to trial and gets over with soon.
Well, it shouldn't be later than next week.
And then you'll be free.
Who are you getting to defend you?
Well, under the circumstances, I thought I'd defend myself.
Now, look, you take my advice and get yourself the best lawyer in Columbia. You hire Ed Barrett.
She's right, Jim.
What are you driving at?
Well, ordinarily, Jim, this would be a cut and dried affair. But things being like they are right now, politically, I wouldn't take no chances.
All right. I'll go see Ed Barrett.
You've got nothing to worry about, Jim. You just leave everything to me.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett.
It's a great relief to know that Jim is in such good hands.
I've never lost a case yet,
Knock on wood, Mr. Barrett.
Is that a fact, sir?
and I've defended plenty of killers. Real killers. You're as good as acquitted already.
Mr. Hardwick, was there ever any ill feeling between you and the deceased, Nick Parrott?
You mean, did I ever have a fight with him before? No, sir.
You didn't like him?
About as much as you'd like a rattlesnake.
I see.
How's it going?
Mr. Pike has started his cross-examination. I can't bear that man, Daisy.
Me neither. Pike's a louse.
You have testified that this atrocious killing was quite unpremeditated.
Yes, sir.
And that you had no intention of killing Nick Parrott.
I didn't even have a gun.
A trusting soul.
Oh, I don't go looking for trouble, if that's what you mean.
That's exactly what I mean. You are by nature mild and peace-loving, a veritable dove. Such being true, I presume that you have never been involved in any trouble before?
No, sir.
You're quite sure of that?
Yes, sir.
I seem to remember a shooting affair which took place about 10 months ago at the Nugget Bar.
That was an accident. The trigger of my gun caught.
Ah, then you were involved in that affair.
Well, it was an accident. I didn't aim to.
I'm not interested in the details. Were you or were you not involved in that shooting?
Well, what happened? We were all clowning around.
Answer the question.
Well, yes, I was mixed up in it, but what...
And yet, just a minute ago, you testified under oath that you were never involved in any trouble before. In plain English, you lied.
I didn't think you meant something like that.
A man who lies once will always lie. Especially to save his neck. I doubt the defendant's word that he killed Nick Parrott in self-defense. In my opinion, it was cold-blooded, premeditated murder. Gentlemen of the jury, if Columbia allows this crime to go unpunished, it will be an indelible blot on the town's escutcheon, record, an unsurmountable barrier, handicap to her progress. It may prevent for all time the possibility of her being named the capital of the great state of California.
Objection, Your Honor. There's no connection between this case and whether or not Columbia becomes the capital.
Objection sustained.
The state rests.
Can I please go speak to Jim?
Well, I'm afraid not now, Miss Nella. You'll have to wait until the jury returns a verdict.
Well, how long will that be?
No telling.
I do feel sure. I mean, there's no doubt.
Remember what I told you, my dear. I've never lost a case yet.
I've got 8,000 names to the petition. That should be enough to swing the legislature, don't you think?
Provided somebody else swings first.
Is that the state capitol petition you got there?
Yes.
I'd like to put my name to it.
Sorry, but I'm only collecting men's names.
It happens I do a heck of a lot more business in this town than most men.
But you have no votes, and votes are what count with the legislature.
Someday us women will vote, and when we do, will we vote shysters like you out of office?
What's keeping that fool jury out so long?
They've been out for 3 hours, Daisy. What's the matter with him? They know he's innocent.
Look, honey, why don't you go home and try and get some rest?
No, I want to be sure and be here when they bring in the verdict.
Well, it won't be for a while yet. They've just taken supper into the jury room.
I'm a good citizen of Columbia, too.
Then think about its reputation and don't do anything to degrade it.
If we convict Jim Hardwick of murder, that'll be the lowest thing we can do.
Well, he did swear falsely, though, didn't he? About never having been in trouble before?
What time is it?
It's almost 8.
Aren't those jurors ever going to make up their minds? What's taking them so long?
Take it easy, sir.
Take it easy. When my life's hanging in the balance?
Remember, I've never lost a case yet. And I'm not going to lose this one.
$9:45. At this rate, that jury will be out all night.
Something's got to be done to break that deadlock.
But what? They're where you can't get at them.
We're putting on a political rally tonight
Tonight?
to get signatures for this petition.
I've already got 8,000.
You're going to get 9, 10, 11,000.
But that's the whole population, just about.
Get the band out right away. Have them march up the street and stop outside the courthouse.
The courthouse?
Right under the windows of the jury room. Give them the old ballyhoo. Have them play martial music.
The jurors can't think. Get them all excited about Columbia. Stir up their patriotic pride. Leave it to me.
Are you going to keep us hung up forever?
I still say he's no murderer.
Oh, why split hairs? He killed a man. And it's a time we put an end to killings in Columbia.
But I don't believe it.
Step right up, folks, and put your names to this petition. Help Columbia win the race against Sacramento for the capital of the state of California. We've already got more than 10,000 signatures, 10,000 loyal citizens dedicated to the future of this town, doing their part to bring fame and honor to the name of Columbia. Columbia, the gem of the Mother Lode.
Come on, Adam. What's one man compared to the whole town?
Has the jury arrived at a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
Is the defendant guilty of murder or not guilty?
Don't worry. There can only be one answer.
Guilty.
The prisoner will stand up and receive his sentence. James Hardwick, you have heard the verdict of these 12 men, tried and true. They have found you guilty of murder. It is therefore the sentence of this court that 1 week from today, at 10 o'clock in the morning, you be hanged by the neck until dead, dead, dead.
No! No, he's innocent! You're the murderer!
See that the story is on the front page of the Gazette.
Columbia convicts killer, huh?
Good.
They've won the first round, but we're not through fighting yet.
What can we do?
I'll go straight to the governor and ask for a reprieve so as I can get a new trial.
Where is he?
Up in Benicia, the present capital.
Well, you better get going fast.
I'll leave at once. Tell Jim not to lose hope. I'm leaving no stone unturned.
Thank you, Mr. Barrett.
Well, after all, I've got my own reputation to save, too.
He's on his way to the governor now, darling, to get a reprieve.
Does Pike know?
I don't believe so.
If he finds out, he'll move up the date of execution.
Well, he can't do that. The judge was the one who set the day.
Leonard Pike could do anything. This whole affair is a plot to further his political ambition. He knows I'm innocent. That what I did was in self-defense.
Of course.
That wouldn't stop him from sending me to the gallows.
No, Jim, no. You're not going to die. Mr. Barrett will save you. Mr. Barrett is the smartest lawyer in all of California.
Except one. Leonard Pike.
Here, have a cigar and smoke up. To Columbia, the future capital of the state of California, and to the men who've helped to put her there.
All 11,000 of them.
You mean you got that many signatures?
You bet.
When are you sending it to the legislature?
We are taking it, my friend, and presenting it in person.
You and Sweeney?
And others who will constitute the committee. Meanwhile, we better find a safe place for it.
Yes, so the folks of Sacramento can't get their hands on it.
You think they'd try to steal it?
Sure, and destroy it.
There's nothing those politicians up there wouldn't stoop to. The bank. That's the place for it.
A good idea.
Here, pass these cigars around to the boys with my compliments, huh? Oh, Miss Stella. All right. Well, here it is. There you are, gentlemen. I don't mind telling you I feel a lot easier knowing that document's where nobody can lay their hands on it.
It's as safe as in the Lord's pocket in there. Much obliged to you, sir.
Not at all. The bank is always glad to be of service.
Look what I brought you. A loaf of freshly baked bread and some fried chicken.
Barrett should be back by now, shouldn't he?
He may have run into bad weather, muddy roads.
Maybe the governor wasn't even there.
Sit down and eat.
Oh, I can't eat.
If you don't, I'll think it's a reflection on my cooking.
Oh, Nella, what would I do without you? When I'm alone here, everything seems so hopeless. But when you come, the world's bright again. You give me strength and courage.
Darling. Mr. Barrett. Oh, thank goodness you made it. Didn't they tell you that Mr. Barrett wouldn't fail us? Was the governor nice about it?
When do we get the new trial?
I'll go get Daisy to put up bond again now that Mr. Barrett has obtained a reprieve.
Wait. I didn't get a reprieve.
What?
The governor wouldn't see me.
Wouldn't see you?
I sent a message in to him by secretary explaining my mission. He sent back word that he was sorry, but there was nothing he could do.
I can't believe it. That's not human.
What do we do now?
There's nothing more we can do. The governor's the highest authority in the state.
Jim!
So you'll hang.
In recognition of your services as foreman of the jury, we would like you to be a member of the committee that is to present the petition to the state legislature.
Well, I'm highly honored, Mr. Pike.
The committee is honored, sir.
We are picking men who represent the very best in Columbia. Outstanding citizens.
Well, I shall be very happy. When do we go?
Within a week.
Let's drink to it.
Good idea.
is it?
It's Nella, Mr. Barrett. Nella Corning. Oh, Mr. Barrett.
Well, what is it? What's happened?
I've just thought of something. I've got to talk to you right away.
Well, can't it wait until morning?
Oh, Mr. Barrett, Jim sends to die in 3 days.
Come in.
I've given the situation a great deal of thought. And when they start letting contracts for state buildings, I'll be glad to bring whatever influence I can to bear.
A little previous, ain't you, Mr. Pike? Handing out political plums. Columbia ain't the capital yet.
It's practically in the bag. We're leaving for Benicia day after tomorrow with a petition.
Day after tomorrow? No wonder you want to leave town. That's the day of Jim Hardwick's execution.
Would you like some breakfast?
No, thanks.
You got time. It'll be another hour before they come for you.
No, I'm not hungry.
I shouldn't think you would be, staring out at that gallows.
I was looking at the sky, thinking of all the mornings I've seen the sun come up, and never given it a thought. Now, this is the last time.
You sure you wouldn't like something to eat? Some fresh eggs or maybe a slab of ham?
No, thanks. Hasn't been a message from Miss Nella, has there?
No.
I thought she might come to say goodbye. Maybe it's just as well.
We'll reach Benicia by tomorrow night and get before the legislature with the petition first thing or the next morning. What's the matter?
Doesn't seem to be here. It's got to be. Nothing else seems to be missing. I don't understand it.
Well, I do. Somebody's stolen it.
How could they? The safe's as safe
As the Lord's pocket. Well, somebody's picked it.
I'll authorize a search.
It'll do no good. Whoever stole it destroyed it. We can depend on that.
11,000 names. It's too late now to get them all over again.
Yes, we've lost our only chance. Columbia will never become the capital of California now.
Getting close to 10 o'clock, Jim.
I'm ready.
Jim! Oh.
Nella, you shouldn't have come here.
You're free, Jim. You're free.
What are you saying?
It's true, Jim. We have a pardon from the governor.
A pardon?
By gosh, it is. I'll go tell the judge.
Why, I thought he wouldn't see you.
He did when I went back the second time and handed in the petition.
What petition?
You tell him. It was your idea.
Well, Mr. Barrett took the state capitol petition from the bank safe one night.
You didn't know that safe cracking was one of my accomplishments, did you?
He tore off the first page and substituted another demanding that you be pardoned.
Now, what governor could refuse an appeal like that? Signed by 11,000 voters. With the governor's compliments.
Mr. Barrett, how can I ever repay you?
Just tell the folks that Ed Barrett is a man who never lost a case.
And that is the reason why Sacramento and not Columbia became the capital of California in the year 1854. After all, 11,000 miners can't be wrong. As to how Ed Barrett got the petition out of the safe, well, if anybody knows, you write me.